Anyone who watches Peppa Pig knows Suzy, the pink pig's best friend who's always part of the show's adventures. But have you ever stopped to wonder, who is Suzy's dad? And why does the show hide this character in such a mysterious way? The narrator. When it comes to Suzy Sheep, there's one detail that really stands out. Her dad has never shown up in the series, not even in a photo frame. But if you're a true Peppa fan, you've probably noticed an unmistakable voice that shows up at the beginning of every single episode. We're not talking about a regular character, but the narrator. He's always there, watching everything, like he knows more than he should. And this is where things start getting weird. There's a pretty wild but super interesting theory that says Suzy might actually be the narrator's daughter. That's right. A lot of fans believe Peppa Pig is actually a TV show within the show's own universe. And if we take a closer look at some recent events, like when a newspaper inside the cartoon announced that Mummy Pig was pregnant with her third child, it all starts to make sense. In that case, the narrator wouldn't just be some all-seeing voice. He'd have a real connection to the characters. He watches, comments, and takes part, but never actually shows himself. Maybe it's because he's hiding something. What else does this mysterious voice know, and why does he choose to stay in the shadows? Even though we've met Suzy's mom, her dad has never been shown. That opens the door to all kinds of creative theories, and one of them points to a character who's always around, but no one's ever seen. So come along with us as we dive into the secrets of the amazing world of Bluey. The cameraman. Here's another theory that's even more out there. It says Suzy's dad isn't the narrator. He's actually part of the film crew. That's right. Her father might be working behind the scenes helping shoot the show. And that would explain why he's never home or in any pictures with the family. He's so busy filming every scene, even the ones with Suzy herself, that there's just no way for him to be present like a regular dad. The creepiest part? He might have been with us all along, just on the other side of the camera. If that theory's true, wouldn't it be awesome to see an episode showing Peppa Pig's secret behind-the-scenes world? Who knows what else is being hidden off camera? Living abroad. In the episode Suzy Goes Away, Mummy Sheep gets a job offer to move overseas, and something about her reaction really stands out. She gets visibly upset when she doesn't get the opportunity. But what if that frustration was hiding something deeper? There's a theory that says she didn't just want a fresh start. She wanted to reunite with someone. Most likely, Daddy Sheep, who's living abroad, working non-stop, and doesn't have time to come back home. This theory not only explains Mummy Sheep's reaction, it could also solve another mystery. Where does Suzy's mom get all her money? If she and her husband split up and are living in different countries because of this situation, maybe she saw that job as her shot to bring the family back together. After all, Suzy lives a pretty comfortable life, even though her mom doesn't seem to work all that much. That would only be possible if someone else were supporting them from afar. That would mean someone who gave up being with his daughter in person to make sure she had a good life. An absent father physically, but always there behind the scenes. It's kind of sad to think that behind the cheerful episodes, there could be a story filled with distance, longing, and sacrifice. But is this just another fan theory, or the tip of a much bigger secret hiding in the show? Death. There's one more theory. It's heavier, but it honestly makes a lot of sense. Many fans believe Suzy's dad may have passed away from a serious illness. That idea comes from a small but very telling detail. Ever since she was little, Suzy has said she wants to be a nurse. She repeats it in several episodes and games, always with total certainty. But what if that dream isn't just a cute childhood choice? What if it comes from something much deeper? Maybe Suzy was there during her dad's last moments in the hospital, and that experience made her want to help people just like him. It's possible Suzy's father left behind a pension or savings to make sure his wife and daughter would be okay. And maybe Mummy Sheep spent a long time taking care of him at the hospital. If that's true, it's one of the saddest, but also most touching and human theories hidden behind the colorful world of Peppa Pig. Before we dive deeper into Suzy's mysterious dad, drop the word sheep down in the comments. Clone. Everybody knows Suzy, Peppa's best friend. She's fun, loves playing nurse, and shows up in some of the show's most memorable episodes, but there's something strange about her. Have you ever noticed that Suzy never talks about her dad? And that, in a way, she seems almost too perfect? Always proper and mature? Well, there's a pretty wild but incredibly fascinating theory that suggests Suzy Sheep might actually be a a clone. According to this theory, Mummy Sheep was a scientist before she became a nurse. In a secret lab, she allegedly took part in an experiment inspired by Dolly the sheep, the world's first successfully cloned mammal, created back in 1996. This project would have led to the birth of Suzy, and that would explain a lot. The missing father, Suzy's above-average maturity, and even Mummy Sheep's overprotectiveness, not just as a mother, but as a careful creator. And what if Suzy doesn't know the truth? Or worse, what if she does know, but pretends she doesn't? Maybe that's why she's so committed to helping others, as if she's trying to prove she's more than just a successful science project. Could it be that behind that innocent smile hides a secret that could change everything we think we know about the Peppa Pig universe? Spy. Everyone knows Suzy. She's in nearly all of the show's craziest adventures. But there's one thing most people don't notice. Where's Suzy's dad? He never shows up, never gets mentioned, and he's not even in the family photos. But what if I told you he's not actually absent? Just in hiding. There's a theory packed with mystery and action that says Suzy's dad is actually an international spy. Yeah, just like the world's most famous secret agent 007. That's right. A secret agent out on dangerous missions around the globe, changing names and disguises like it's nothing. And to top it off, he's working for the King and Queen of England. No social media, no phone calls, no cameos in a kid's cartoon. He operates deep in the shadows, fighting villains in places so secret even Peppa couldn't find them on a map. Mummy Sheep knows everything but keeps the cover intact. To the world, she's just another normal character. But behind the scenes, she might be hiding coded radios, top secret documents, and maybe even a panic button to reach HQ. Suzy grew up with the truth, but learned early on to keep it to herself. When she plays doctor or detective, she might just be having fun. Or maybe she's training to one day follow in her dad's footsteps. Or who knows, maybe she's already a kid agent in disguise, and nobody's caught on yet. Airplane pilot. There's another theory not many people know about, but it hits hard if you're someone who notices the little things. It's the idea that Suzy's dad was a pilot who went missing in the forest years ago. According to this theory, he worked flying international routes and, during a special mission, got caught in a huge storm. The plane lost control and crashed into a dense remote forest. Since then, he's never been found. No updates, no trace, nothing. Mummy Sheep supposedly spent years hoping for answers, and to this day she keeps an old radio tucked away somewhere, like she's still waiting to hear his voice calling for help. That would explain why Suzy never talks about her father. Maybe she knows the truth. Or maybe she just grew up hearing vague stories about a long-distance job far from home. Could Suzy's dad still be out there, trying to find his way back? Or has he become just a quiet memory, kept alive by a mother who never gave up hope? And right now is the perfect time for you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way, you won't miss any of the new content coming up on this channel. Illness. There's another, more emotional theory that suggests Suzy's dad is still alive, but very sick. And that would explain why he never shows up in the episodes, and why we never see family trips or even a single photo with him. Maybe he's dealing with a serious, chronic illness, something that needs constant care and keeps him from taking part in daily life. Mummy Sheep is always home, taking care of him and trying to keep things running as normally as possible, while Suzy's dad stays completely out of the spotlight. That would also explain why Suzy never travels or goes to big events. Her life revolves around her dad's medical needs. And let's not forget about Suzy's grandmother. It all makes perfect sense. She moved in to help take care of her son-in-law, easing Mummy Sheep's workload and giving the family some much-needed emotional support. This theory brings a much darker tone to the Sheep family story, hiding a tale of love and sacrifice behind the silence of the show's background. Prison. An even darker theory has been making the rounds among fans. What if Suzy's dad isn't missing, but actually a criminal? What if he and Mummy Sheep have been on the run from the law? Their story might be way more intense than we thought. To protect her daughter and live a quiet life, Mummy Sheep may have moved them far away from the public eye, to a place where no one would find them. That's why Suzy never travels or appears in any big public events. She's afraid of being discovered, especially because Suzy's dad could be locked up in a maximum security prison, paying the price for his past. And if that wasn't enough to show how tense things really are, there's one more clue. Mummy Sheep never had any more kids. Maybe she made a decision not to bring another child into a world filled with fear and instability, especially knowing her husband or ex-husband might have committed serious crimes. This theory not only explains why Suzy's father is missing, but also the shadow that seems to hang over the Sheep family. What will Suzy find out when she finally learns the truth about where she came from? And how will it change her relationship with Mummy Sheep? Santa Claus. There's one absolutely crazy theory floating around. And it says Suzy Sheep isn't just Peppa's ordinary friend. She might actually be the daughter of Santa Claus. Yep, you read that right. What if the jolly old man got involved with a sheep at some mysterious point in time, and Suzy was born as a result? A child from two different species. A mix of a magical, immortal being and a regular sheep would explain Suzy's one-of-a-kind personality. But the most intriguing part of all is why Suzy has always wanted to be a nurse. According to the theory, she grew up hearing stories about her unusual origin, and she was constantly warned about potential health issues that could come from her hybrid nature. That would explain her deep interest in medicine, especially in nursing. Suzy may have pushed herself so hard to help others because deep down, she's always feared that something in her unique condition could eventually affect her in a serious way. This theory even goes a step further, saying that as Santa's daughter, Peppa's best friend might actually have some kind of special power or ability. Now imagine if Suzy ever found out the truth about her dad, the mysterious Santa Claus. How would she deal with it? Maybe, just maybe, she already knows more than she lets on. And just like that, the theories about Suzy's mysterious father keep growing, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and hidden secrets. Maybe one day, Suzy herself will reveal the truth and shock us all. If you love the world of Bluey and animated shows in general, we've got 2 awesome videos you'll definitely want to check out. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.